Do you know that your life has a purpose? That you are called? Welcome to this Power Yoga class with the theme of being called. My name is Ria, I'm the host of this channel. Sit down or even stand up on your mat if you prefer that. Just 1 minute of breathing and listening in. Maybe you take a hold of your chest or even your belly and your chest just to feel that kind of touch. Close your eyes. Maybe on your inhale, let that be a prayer saying, God, I inhale you, all that you are. I exhale myself, things that is not aligned with your purpose for my life. In Romans 8, verse 28, it says, and we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called to His purpose. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called to His purpose. Either standing or sitting down, get some free movements into your body, your spine. We'll all be standing in a short while, so maybe you already get up on your feet. Make sure your wrists are a little bit involved with some movement. And for those of you who are not familiar with Power Yoga, it's a class where we try to use our strength a whole lot. So not a lot of stretches, but more getting warm, a little bit sweaty maybe, using our body strength, and then with a little bit of a theme, but mainly just working. All right, stand up on your feet, mountain pose at the top of your mat. Stand tall. If you know you're called, your life has a purpose, maybe that will help you stand a little bit taller, a little bit more proudly than if you're just like slumbering. So stand tall. Inhale your arms out to the side, reach up. And exhale, take your arms down. 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. And exhale down. You can use your Ujjayi breath if you like. That's the snoring exhale through your nose. All right, last time up. And then when your arms comes down, forward fold, small bend in your knees, let your fingers reach down. Inhale, half lift. This time your right leg moves back. Crescent lunge, at least in a minute. Make sure knee and ankle are above each other on the front foot. Look forward, let go. Lift up. Stretch the back leg. Lean forward, let your right arm reach down, lift left arm up, twisting so navel move towards the inside of your thigh. Both hands down, framing the foot, step it back into plank pose. Hip width apart with your feet, navel in, have a strong core. Maybe on your knees, lower down, make sure your elbows are really in touching your ribs as you lower down. Lift your chest up. And lower your chest down. We're going to lift our legs as well. So lift your legs off the ground, maybe on an inhale. And exhale, tuck your toes under. Moving into plank. Option again of using your knees. Maybe you do this the first time. And down dog. Use your core, hips up and back. As we'll stay here for a few breaths, you might move a little bit. Bend one knee, bend the other. Walk your feet to the front end of your mat and again fold forward. Bend your knees and take your arms out to the side, up towards the sky. Again, forward fold, arms out, fingers reach the floor. Step your left foot back, hip width apart. We should take your feet there. Look forward, crescent lunge, arms up. And sink a little bit down. Breathe. Notice your shoulders. Twisting left arm down, just your fingers maybe, fingertips. Right arm up and let your hips sink low. Both hands down on the ground, step it back, plank pose, yet again. Toes or knees, you go and make a choice. In with your navel, core engaged as you lower down. Lift your chest again, try to avoid lifting through your arms. And lower down. Awesome. Lift your feet off the ground. Lower them down, toes under. Plank pose. Downward facing dog. And maybe side it out. Do you feel that your life has a purpose? Maybe you're like, yes, I surely do. And maybe you're like, no. It's all good. I believe everyone has a purpose. Jump or walk to the front end of your mat. Fold forward. And again, arms up. Let's do this with the pace of our breath. Exhale as you move forward. Inhale, half lift. Right leg moves back. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, crescent lunge. And exhale. Inhale, prepare your twist. Right arm down. Exhale, as you maybe move your left arm a little bit back. Inhale, hands down. Exhale, plank to low plank. All the way down. Inhale, lift your chest up, cobra, without your hands involved. Lower down, exhale. Legs lift, inhale. Exhale, lower them down. Hands underneath your shoulders, elbows by your ribs. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Now if you got off your mat, just walk in. No worries there. Look forward, inhale, jump or walk. Fold forward, exhale. High mountain, inhale, arms up. And again, fold forward, exhale. Half lift, left leg, step it back. Lower it down, hip down. Inhale, crescent lunge. And sink deep, exhale. Twisting. Inhale, preparing, twisting, opening up your shoulder girdle. Inhale, step your foot back. Exhale, down on your belly. Chest lifts, inhale. Lower down, exhale. Legs lifted. Exhale, toes on the ground. Plank pose, are you with me? And downward facing dog. Side it out. Jump or walk to the front end of your mat. Fold forward. Inhale, arms up. Let's do this one more time. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, right leg moves back. Exhale, lowering it down. Really go deep. Inhale. Stand low. This leg really horizontal. Twisting. Inhale. Exhale. Plank. Low plank. Come on, use your core, use your back. Inhale, lift. And lower down. Exhale. Lower back. Glutes. Inhale. Exhale. Planks your triceps. And down dog. Exhale. One breath. Spread your fingers out. Let your heels grow heavy. Jump or walk again to the front. Fold forward. Inhale, rise up. One last time through. Exhale, all the way down to the floor. Half lift, left leg, move it back. Inhale. And sink. Low. Exhale. Twisting. Left arm down. Right arm up and back. Exhale. Preparing your plank. Inhale. And lower down, exhale. Cobra. Inhale. Exhale. Feet off the ground. Knees off the ground. And down. Plank. Downward facing dog. Stay here, 2 cycles of breath. This time, jump or walk your feet to the outer edge of your hands. Yoga squat, sit low. Knees and toes pointing the same way. Hips sink down. And try this time not to move take your elbows to push your legs out. Try to, with your muscles of your legs, your glutes, move your legs out to the side. 2 breaths. You can do this. And then involve your legs, lift up, use your core. And then walk your feet into hip width distance here in between your legs. And maybe shake it out. Take your arms above your head. Maybe not just one way around here with the palms, but maybe 2 times around. Move into a small back bend, opening up our chest. Okay, straighten your spine again. Take your arms down by your side. If you have a favorite leg, you might want to choose that first. But if you want to go with me, that'd be easier. Take your left leg behind you, arms down by your side. So a version of Warrior 3. Hips closed, so your glutes are aligned. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. Nobody is. Either stay here or move your arms, airplane arms. Take your arms out to the side and maybe move them to the front. Take them back and down by your hip. One more time. Remember to breathe. Flex your foot and stretch. And down by your side. Awesome. Lower your left foot back to the back end of your mat. Again, Crescent Lunge. Get some distance in between your heels. And sink down. Gonna move with a little bit of more fitness move. So we stand, stretch the front leg. Take your arms down here. Squeeze your shoulder blades back. Sink low again, arms up. So let's move 5. Squeeze, a little bit of balance. 4, 3, still with me. 2, and last one. Crescent Lunge again. Stay low. Taking your heart, prayer pose in front of your heart, twisting, which means your left elbow on your right side. I know your front thigh is gonna be sore and feel it. I hope at least it does. Try to see if you can lift the kneecap a little bit up to watch your thighs. Breathe. Awesome. Let go. Hands down, step it back. Plank pose. Involve your navel. Get some distance in between your shoulder blades so you're not sacking down. You might want to try it. Let your chest go a little bit heavy. And then lift up. Get some space going on. And down dog. Beautiful. Maybe you want to shake that leg or wrist or whatever is necessary right now. Again, jump or walk to the front end of your mat, toes pointing out. Yep, yoga squat, second time. You might even want to go a little bit lower than I do here. See if you can engage your root lock. Again, shoulder blades a little bit back. Take your arms out to the side, maybe down behind you. Play a little bit with it, arms up. Pretty hard, huh? All right, use your thighs, lift up. Come on, slowly engage all those muscles. Arms down by your side. Walk your feet back. Take a breath, or maybe two. All right, this time, right leg moves back. Arms down by your side. Notice that your shoulder blades are a little bit squeezed together in the back. Stretch your leg out. Flex the foot. Now that your hands are down there, take a hold of your hip. Again, to see if they're squared off. If they are, you might be ready for your airplane. Arms down to the side. You might want to stay there or move the arms to the front. Move your hands back, down by your side. Smile one last time. Now, balance with movement. That's tough and fun. Lower down right leg. Crescent lunge. And sink down. Shoulders away from your ears. Tuck your pelvis underneath yourself. Engage your core. And then again, sink low. We want to get those quads here really burning. So again, stretching the front leg up, but this time with other arm movements. Cactus hands. Spread your fingers out. Stretch the front knee. Look forward. Take your cactus arms. 90-degree angle in your elbows. And lift your arms up as you bend your knee. Let's go for 5. 4. 3. 2. Last one, sink down. And 1. And then, of course, down again. Make sure knee and ankle are above each other on the front leg. Hands together in prayer pose. Twisting. Right elbow on the left side. Let your palms really face each other. Lift the top shoulder a little bit further up. And get your breath all the way down. And let go. This time we're going to do plank on our elbows. I would advise you to fold your mat for the sake of your elbow joint. Hands reaching down, almost like you would do in a down dog. Spread your fingers out. And then we use our hip. Move our hip up just a little bit. And then lowering down, getting our core on fire. And your hips sink a little bit low. Lift. Now maybe your belly or your breath starts to shake a little bit. So slow movements up and down. We don't want this to be too easy. Almost there. Last time up. Neutral and a little bit down. Get your knees involved down. Child's pose, maybe exhale. Rest for a few breaths, and as we do that, I like to point out that in yoga, we talk a lot about alignment. Shoulder alignment, knee alignment with ankle and all that. And I think having the sense that I'm called is having your life aligned with God. It's not my calling, it's God's calling that I can choose to step into. I can choose to align myself with God's plan. Through grace, of course. And maybe that's a new thought, aligning yourself with God's plans and not just what I think. But as the God, the Creator who made us, I think doing what we were meant to do, what we were created to do, just makes so much more sense than just figuring out what do my feelings say I want to do. But aligning myself with what the Creator has been thinking about for me is powerful, I think. All right, step it to the back end of the mat standing. And now some of my favorite poses to get the glutes on fire. I'll just turn to be able to see. Make sure your right leg is really grounded on the floor, not standing on the front of the foot or the back of the foot. You might want to move a little forth and back just to feel that. All right. Then stand tall, navel in. Take your left fingers and grab your toe. Stretch the leg out in front of you. Maybe just a little bit like I do here, or all the way if that's an option. You can take your arm out to the side. Woohoo! Smile. Breathe. And maybe opening up your hip if you like. Focusing your gaze somewhere. Breathe. You can do this. Maybe. And move back. And sometimes God uses all our flaws and all our mistakes. I'm not talking about doing mistakes here, but still. Your left foot down on the mat and then step it forward. Make your feet so your hands reach down. Lift up right leg. Open up your hip. Point your toes. And this is one of my favorite moves as well. See if you can grab your ankle. If this is too much, just let your fingertips reach down. Keep breathing. Ooh, and have some fun. I'm not saying that aligning yourself with God's calling is always fun, but I believe we would feel more purpose and meaning, and then we would also have some fun, I think. Let go. Make your hands come down on the mat. Step your right leg back. Left leg here is in front. Move it up and back. Bend your knee. Open up your hip. Either stay here or go for your flip. Moving your foot back on the mat or the floor behind you and lift up your hip. One more big breath. Let go. Hands down on your mat. Do your vinyasa or take your down dog if you prefer. Exhale as you lower down. Inhale as you lift your chest off. Exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your hands to the back of your mat. And again, standing tall, standing strong. Gaze forward. Now I'm not turning on my mat this time, but of course moving to the opposite side. So right arm, peace, love, and harmony. Fingers out. Take a hold of your big toe. If you're more flexible, you might take the outer edge of your foot. Move your leg forward. It might be possible for one side and not the other. Try to focus on a tall spine. Maybe move your feet to the side. Aware that your hip is not moving out. Using your glutes here to stand. Exposing your hip. Slowly let go and step your right foot somewhat at the middle of your mat. Fingers down, right leg lifts up, opening up your hip. Again, glutes. Hallelujah. And as we did before, maybe holding your foot or your ankle. I would suggest you take a look at your mat somewhere in front of you. Don't go for a huge forward fold. It's really hard to keep your balance. I love this, holding my ankle, because then I can feel how much my ankle is working to keep me somewhat balanced. All right, fingers down, left foot behind you. Right leg moves up, bend your knee, open up your hip. Now that foot that's still on the ground, left foot, toes pointing directly forward. And as we did before, you might want to choose your wild thing, I think it's called, and flip back, opening up. One more big breath. Let go. Feet's back. Plank pose, Vinyasa if you choose. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, Cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, step a walk to the front of your mat. Feet together. Knees together. This means chair pose. Just the last few standing poses before we come down to our abs and our core. Sinking really low, using our thighs to squeeze the knees together. And from here, we'll take our arms down by your side, stretch your leg, and lean with 90-degree angle forward, like we're sitting in staff pose while we're standing. And again, bend your knees, arms up, chair pose. Now we can do this with the pace of our breath. So exhale, move forward, navel in. Inhale, chair. Let's do that 5. Are you with me? 4, stretching the hamstrings, using your hamstrings. 3, make sure you're not completely standing on your heels. 2, and 1. Awesome. High mountain. Get some distance between your feet. And again, lean back. I'm holding my fingers here. All right, straight spine, directly the opposite stretch. And our hamstrings and our lower back, forward folds. And just for the fun of it, you might want to step on your hands, palms facing up, let your feet reach down, head sink towards your knees. Stretch your legs without any hyperextension. All right, let go. Second time our yoga squats. Sit down and then we'll move into another fun balance pose. So yoga squat. Now if you can't do this, the complete version of it, you can take it step by step. No worries. It's called Bird of Paradise. Doesn't that sound great? Lift your hips a little bit up and take your right arm and put it underneath the kneecap there. All right? Left arm behind you, and maybe, I'm gonna move around, your fingers will be able to reach each other there behind you. Now this would be step 1. Just go for forward fold with a stretch in your shoulder. If you wanna move further, lift your left heel off. We are going to lean into our right foot, so our left foot, and see if we can let our right leg lift up. This is another version, just staying here. Be mindful of your shoulder, it's quite a stretch. And if you want to play with stretching that leg, go ahead, breathe. And maybe see if you can keep it together, lower down, let go. Forward fold. You know that God doesn't call perfect people, people that can do anything. God called people that wants to say yes. So do you want to say yes? Stepping into alignment with God's loving plan for you. Let's do the other side. Left arm underneath the knee, right arm behind you. See if the fingers can reach. Look forward, lift the heel off the ground, and lift your left leg up. Now one leg might be easier than the other. Stretch the leg if you feel like it. See if you're Spine can be tall. And then see if you can come down somewhat graciously. Forward fold. Swing from side to side, noticing if your body is okay. Sink down in your chair pose, going further down, so far down that you can actually sit on the mat. And from here, all the way down on our spine, as we will be moving a little bit into our abs. So navel in, and then lift your feet off the ground. Maybe the back head also is on the ground. So feet up. Bend your knee 90-degree angle. Now, if you have any lower back issues, you might want to just do like this, small crunches, so don't go into the twists. Reaching out with your hands, this time palms down, and let your legs move out to the side. Now, it's always easy to get down. It's harder to get up. And that is wisdom. Did you hear that? It's so easy to fall. It's so easy to say no, to step out, say no, I'd rather just do my stuff, than it is to get up after you have fallen, stepping in to God's plan and purpose. And I don't know what that is. I'm sorry, I wish I could tell you. But I believe if you don't know it, that God can tell you if you ask, okay, God, what is your plan for me? And sometimes calling is like, I'm called to be president or Mother Teresa or something like that. No, I mean, maybe much less, if you can say so, is just what you are called to. Let's do one more time to each side. Awesome, and then take your feet down. Hands behind your head, elbows out to the side. Let's get that six-pack somewhat involved. So, lifting up in a crunch and lowering halfway down. Lifting up, engage your root lock. Up, maybe exhale up. Inhale to halfway down. Now you don't want to pull your head. If your elbows kind of reaches forward like mine are doing now, sometimes we tend to pull our head, and that's not really doing us anything good. So let your elbows reach out, supporting your head, not pulling it. Let's go for 6. All the way up. 5. 4. Flat tension in the belly. 3. 2, and 1. Awesome. Shake it out. Do some windshields. And then the last little fun thing here. Bicycle. So now we have kind of reached the muscles there aligned with our core or our body, and now we want to have those that are crossing somewhat over, and that we do by twisting right elbow, left knee. You can bend your knee or maybe stretch your leg for a little bit more of a workout feeling. Exhale as you move up. And not too quickly here. I'd rather you lift high and go all the way. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Take a breath. Reversed plank. You can always do a regular tabletop if you prefer that. Take your hands behind you, fingers pointing towards your toes. And then lift. This is a reversed tabletop, and you can choose to stay here. Please, mindful of your elbows. A lot of women extend them here, so micro bend your elbows. If you want to do it a little bit more, stretch out your leg. Really, your thighs should be really engaged here, your whole legs. You're not sacking down in your knees. Space in front of your chest, maybe looking up. 3. Lift your hip up. 2. 1. And sit. I hope you felt that. Lean forward, taking a hold of your legs or feet, stretching the lower back and the hamstrings for that matter. All right, just a few stretches before we wrap up. Take your right leg out to the side, bend it, sole of the feet here on the inner thigh. Move your shoulders towards the leg that's a little bit out to the side, your left side. And from here, move forward, squaring off your shoulders. Again, option of holding your foot as you lean forward. Try to see if your belly, not just because it's like sacking down from fat or just extra skin or whatever, but just moving it consciously a little bit further down. And maybe this is for you as well. If you're like, yeah, I'm into yoga, but I feel too fat or overweight, please don't let that hold you back. Please don't. God make all kinds of body shapes and types, and it's all amazing. So don't let that hold you back from doing what God is calling you or what's on your heart. Let go and switch legs around. Sitting bones on the ground. Move your shoulders to the side. Huge inhale. Let your belly somewhat lean forward so you're not rounding your back. Now my knee's hurting a little bit, so if yours are too, you can go for this option of just stretching up both legs. It doesn't become a stretch in your lower back though, but it's more kind of a hamstring stretch, but better than nothing. And sit tall again. Comfortable seated pose on your mat. Stretching our necks. Right arm up, move your head to your right side. Left arm either behind you or just by your side. Close your eyes and listen to the verse once again. And we know that's a lot of self-confidence there. Not we believe, we know. Paul is writing here that for those who love God, loving God, that's kind of a thing. I mean, again, believing in God is one thing. But maybe that's where we all start, believing, and then maybe that grows into love. And we know that for all those who love God, all things work together for good. Try to think about what this is saying. All things work together for good. Release your stretch as you might ponder upon this, and do your stretch to the other side. It doesn't say that everything's great. All that's happening is always good. No, it says that everything bad, hurtful, traumas, whatever it might be, that has been in your life or are in your life, all that can work for good. But maybe it involves the last sentence, for those who are called to his purpose. And we are all called. So God can also align all our hurts in our past and our present to a calling and a purpose. Let go of your head. If you want to rest, you're welcome to rest and lay down. Use a timer or something like that. But other than that, I'll just say a short prayer sitting here and then finish the video. So God, thank you for calling us. Help us to align ourselves with your calling and your purpose. Take away our fears, disbeliefs, bad habits. So we may enter into that meaningful life that you have called each and every one of us into. Making a difference in people's lives, maybe just our husband or wife, or maybe people we work with, neighbors, whoever. Maybe say it out loud, or just say it, really say it to yourself, I am called. And also say to yourself, my life has a purpose. My life has a purpose. And as with callings, like if I called you a name or I call my kids' name, they would have to respond. Yes, here I am. So maybe you say to God, yes, here I am. Please align my life with your calling. Let me know that sense of wholeness and purpose. And then I believe things will happen in your life. Thank you so much for attending this Power Yoga class. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for sharing what you've just felt right now with people around you, but also sharing the videos and the channel with everyone. And please remember to rest and just say yes. Doesn't have to be an emotion. Maybe it's just yes. See you.